Welcome back, gents. So today, the topic of discussion is win the crowd and you'll win your freedom. Like Proximo once says to Maximus in the movie Gladiator, he says, win the crowd and you'll win your freedom. Now the reason I'm discussing this is it correlates to how we are living in this current age of social media, the digital age, where attention has become currency. And the more you garner, the better your life will be and the more opportunities that will present themselves. Hence why we're here on YouTube and we're pushing socials. Because in this day and age, if you're not pushing your social media, if you're not putting yourself out there, spreading awareness of yourself, your brand, whatever it is you're working on to generate an income, then you're simply putting yourself at a disadvantage. Because it is not the best that wins, it is the best known. So make yourself known, make yourself aware to these people. Because if you win the crowd, my friends, you will win your freedom. Now, when it comes to things like social media and these ventures that you're going to pursue in your life, having that day-to-day motivation to keep going, to keep you getting to that next achievement, that next goal, is vital. Because this is not a quick sprint, it is a marathon. And if done right, will be something you continue to do over your lifetime. Now let me tell you a story about the explorer, Ranulph Fiennes. Him and one of his associates went and explored the Antarctic. And why this story is interesting is because they had one gun between the two of them, and they would frequently get attacked by polar bears. They had many encounters where they had to shoot a polar bear because it wasn't deterred by the noise initially, and then you have to resort to violence, of course. As with anything in this modern world, push comes to shove, it results in violence. However, where I wanted to go with this story was they shared the gun between themselves. One day Ranulph would get the fine, would get the gun. The next day his associate would. And it was interesting the way he was speaking about it, because when you had the gun, you felt powerful. You know, you had control over the situation. You had the power in your own hands. You were looking after the mate, yourself. You could call the shots. You made the decisions because you held this gun. You had the power. And he says the next day when you've got to hand the gun over, all of a sudden you're handing over all this power. You now almost build this sort of resentment to the man with the gun, because now he's in that powerful leadership position and you're almost powerless. Polar bear comes and gets you. You've got to say, hey, help me, rather than I've got this. And it was that burning desire and that motivation that you get from not having the gun, but knowing that I'm going to get it tomorrow. So I push through today because I know that power is coming back to me tomorrow, which I believe was a vital tool in their mental strength and perseverance. Think about it, you're walking through the Antarctic. You're cold as fuck. No one's been out here before. You're in uncharted turf. You don't know where you're going, what you're doing. And there's one gun, that's your lifeline. That's how you catch food, that's how you defend yourself. And for one day, 50% of the time, that's removed from you. You're powerless and it's not in your hands. But it's that belief that tomorrow it will come. Tomorrow I'll have that power back in my hands. Don't worry about today. Today might suck. You know, today I might feel down. I might have dark thoughts. I might feel anxious. I might feel defenseless, but it's okay because tomorrow I'm going to get the power back. And that translates to life. Now, I'm fortunate enough that I've never been an alcoholic. I've never been addicted to drugs. My mind can cure itself from those sorts of things. But I understand that it is difficult if you have an addiction to these vices. And there's too many to count nowadays, and they're very accessible. But let me tell you this, if you can just get through today, you're going to feel that power tomorrow. And if you don't feel that power tomorrow, then just get through that day and focus on tomorrow. I know that there's an alcoholic friend of mine, and he got some advice. And it was, look, you can have a drink tomorrow, but today, You're not drinking. Today we stay strong, we stay sober, push on. And then he wakes up tomorrow. You have that absolute craving for a drink or whatever it is that your weakness is. Today, all you have to do is win the day and get the power tomorrow. Win the day and get the power tomorrow. And that's such a powerful system because it's that short-term win. You're not thinking, I have to be clean, I have to be strong, I have to withdraw all my desires, all my temptations for years to come, for the rest of my life. You look at the rest of your life, 50 years, whatever it is, you go, fuck that. Not having another drink in 50 years, bullshit. That's never gonna happen. However, you could not have a drink today. That's all you need to worry about today, guys. And I think in the modern age, we make the mistake of planning so far ahead, looking so far into the future that we forget life is just a day-to-day battle. Win the day. Days lead to weeks. Weeks lead to months. Months lead to years. Years lead to a lifetime. But it all starts with winning the day. So I hope you can take something valuable from that, boys. Chunk things down, small tasks, win the day. Don't worry about the week, the month. Win the day. Go through that struggle, that weakness, that pain, because you're going to get the power tomorrow. That power is coming. And you'll unlock it then because you would have been strong today. Your tomorrow self can be proud of your previous actions. And another thing, when it comes to these big decisions in life, hard decisions, it's like the analogy of jumping into that pool. The longer you wait on the tiles, the water's not getting any warmer. You do need to just jump in and figure it out as you go, because nothing's going to come naturally. Now, I've got a friend who's recently, he started socials as well. Absolute weapon, love this guy. And what he was telling me was, I'm just going to keep the account private, build the muscle, and then once I feel like I'm talking about the right stuff, then I'll go public with it. And I said, look, that time when you think, yeah, I'm ready, it's never going to come. Because ready isn't a feeling. Ready is a decision. You have to decide to throw yourself in that deep end because the water's not getting any warmer, my friends. The time is now. Don't put anything off that can be done today because you don't have that much time. We've got wars happening, boys. Like shit can go south anytime. So don't delay your dreams because whatever stage you're at, there's someone in a worse stage who would look up to you right now. Whatever business it is, there's someone in a worse position who would love the opportunities that you have. Don't take that for granted. Because the funny thing is, we all feel like we're not as good as we are. We all feel like we're second-tier citizens and our neighbors are always doing better than us. No, my friends. You need to decide to be that guy. Give yourself the power. Yeah, go after it. Don't let your limiting beliefs hold you back. Because they're constructed by yourself. So just think about that next time there's a big decision. Because your dream life is on the other side of the things you're afraid to do. Because I can tell you now, you've most likely got a dream that you've thought about. Let's not say a dream, but like something you want to pursue, something you're passionate about. And there's a few things that are stopping you, that are making you second guess yourself, making you feel a bit anxious. Maybe it's others' opinions, maybe it's opinion of yourself, maybe it's a thought that I don't have the resource right now. I can't really do this to the best of my abilities. I can't do this the way I know I could in a year's time. But let me tell you this, if you start now and you start laying down that foundation, that is only going to be so valuable to your future self. One, looking back on the progress you've made, go, oh mate, I was clueless here, but look how this evolved. Look how this grew. Because you either win or learn. There's no such thing as failures. Failures are only the people who quit, who give up on the outcome. If you don't quit and you just keep hammering at things, you can't lose. And it's the people who jump in the water and just get swimming that make it to the other side. So I hope that's a valuable lesson. So take this. Ready isn't a feeling. It's a decision. You decide to become that person. Win today and get the power tomorrow. And if you win the crowd, you'll win your freedom. Attention economy. So those are the topics we discussed today, and I hope you could take some value. And I'll see you in the next, gents. Thank you for your time.